Oh my days, ladies and gentlemen of the tribe. Welcome back to another episode of the Tribe Talks. How are we all doing, ladies and gentlemen? I hope we all good and golden. It's another Sunday. My favorite day of the day. At least I don't like Sundays, I'll be honest. They give me anxiety. Karth, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing well. We're just living out here in La La Land, enjoying all the stuff and things.
La La Land sounds. I think they made a film about that, didn't they? I mean, you Ryan Gosling?
Maybe. Oh, I wish. Well, at least I wish I was as thin as him. That'd be cool.
You don't like, I wish I had his money. You're just like, no, I just want to be thin.
Yeah, no, I don't need his money. I got plenty for myself. I just want to have that physique.
I just want those dashing good looks and
Proportionally scaled to my height and size, though, of course.
well, naturally.
I don't want to be a sketty little 6'5" person. That'd be ridiculous.
Well, same weight, but your height. I don't know how high he is. How tall he is. But I imagine he's not 6'5". I feel like he's more like 5'10", 11, maybe 6 foot. Hard to say with a Hollywood actor.
I'll just Google it. How about he's 6 foot dead? Okay, so he's not that much shorter than me, but
5 inches is a big difference, Karth. All right.
So I've been told. I've been told.
I have been told. Hiya, chat. How is everybody doing in the chat? I am feeling better after Friday. We got over the Friday night hangover. Don't know if you saw, Karth. Things got a little bit crazy. It wasn't.
I heard about it. I was not able to attend.
Oh no.
I was working late Friday, and then when I got home, I had things I had to get done immediately, so I wasn't even able to like hop onto Twitch until like after 6 o'clock my time.
That's quite all right.
Which I think it was like an hour and so after you've gone to sleep.
Yeah. I mean, we weren't up super late. It was really weird actually because I was streaming and Karth is leaving. He's got no interest in my conversation. That's completely fine. I'm not worried about it at all. 2 days to get. I didn't need 2 days. I needed the day. I'm not as young and spry as I used to be, ladies and gentlemen. I am over the age of 21 now, so my liver and my head does not bounce back quite as quickly. So yes, I had quite the beer with a sore head on Saturday, but we did power through, and I made something delicious for dinner that I'm trying to remember what it was. What did I make? I made something really nice, and I was quite proud of it. Oh, I made mother butter chicken. Mother butter chicken. It was delicious. Homemade, all the sauce from scratch. Chicken thighs. And yeah, it was delicious. And today, I made meatballs. And I've never made meatballs. Never in my life have I made meatballs, but I made them today. And they were tasty. So I made spaghetti meatballs. Because I like that sort of thing. But there we go. Yes, MJ, you are now 30, therefore you are old. That is the rule. Oh, I'm glad you weren't too hungover, Ali Gal. That's good. You don't get hungover? That's because you're not trying hard enough, Ali. You have to try. You got to really try. Got to dig deep. Meaty scribe balls? Exactly, Gaz. Exactly that. I don't remember anything from the stream. I was dying Saturday. Behold, that's usually me every Saturday, is I have some vague recollection of some of the things that we might have done during said stream, and then after that point, it's all rather a blur. So I usually, like this Saturday, for example, I definitely delisted the videos from both YouTube and Twitch because of cringe, basically. So I was just like, I'm not even going to watch them. I'm just going to delist them because I'm pretty sure I was a bit of a cunt. And I don't want that being up there. I don't need a reminder of that. And I certainly don't need people to tell me it as well. So, yeah. But there we go. Welcome back, Karth. Did you have to go rescue a baby from a tree?
No. I was having an existential crisis of odors in my office. So something smelled like fish was cooking in my house. I don't know where the smell is coming from, or if it's just my dog who decided to
You don't have any like rotting corpses lying around?
I mean, those are accounted for, but those are in a sealed chamber. Like we do it right.
Those are all in large barrels of what is it, hydrogen peroxide or something?
Yeah, but those are sealed, you know. And
Yeah.
those are pretty. You can just check the webcam to see if there's any leaks on those. But no, it's just I don't know what the heck it was, but there was something that smelled like fish, like fishy, and so I was trying to figure out the wife was cooking something because it didn't match anything that we were cooking today. So that doesn't sound right, and so I didn't know what it was. So I went and got some Febreze spray to kind of mask it at least for a little while. And I closed the office door because I'm like, it's gonna drive me nuts to smell that for the next 2 hours. So I was like,
That's
nope,
fair. That's fair.
Do it.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go solve this problem real quick.
I actually earlier today when I was on the couch with Mrs. Scribbles, we just finished tea and we were, just watching some TV, chilling, and Milo was sat next to me and he was whimpering. He was just going. He does this occasionally when he wants to go out, and he just full-blown fart on me. I was like, I have never heard this dog fart, but it literally just went. I was like, fuck's sake, Milo, point your ass somewhere else, mate. And then I put him outside. He's still there now. No, he's not there. I left him outside so he could do his business. I was like, seriously, dog, don't do that. The other week he peed on me. I was not impressed. At all.
That doesn't surprise me with small dogs, though. They just have that. They always have a little bit of bladder control issues.
Well, he's too small to jump down off the couch. So he oftentimes just gets a little bit like, oh my god, I'm trapped. So fun times. So what's news, Garth? What's news? What's happening, buddy?
With me? With the game?
No, with you. Fuck the game.
Oh. Busy. I'm very, very busy right now. I've got
fermenting bodies and stuff. I mean.
Oh yeah, but that's like the side hustle kind of stuff. This is not even the main gig. No, we started our own property management company for our rentals and where I live, and so that is in the startup phase, and then we have to transition from our current management company to ourselves, and so that's a whole other hurdle, and there's lots of just random things to do. So been busy with that. We finally got an offer on one of our buildings, so hopefully that goes. We counter offered. We'll see if they accept that, and then if that goes through, then that's going to wind up my next big project, which is building 9 duplexes. And then doing the site development for that. And so if things keep heading the way they're heading, I'm going to have a very, very busy year doing that. So and then we got another big.
How are you going to find time for Sunday Tribe Talks, mate? I mean,
it's on Sunday. I don't work Sundays or Saturdays unless it's absolutely critically necessary. And even then, I'll just take 2 hours off and do the thing.
Don't panic, everybody. We will have Garth, even though he is building Property Empire.
I just might be just streaming from my tablet on the job site.
That all sounds very good, though. Very good. 9 duplexes.
Yeah. So that should be fun. We've been doing remodel work for the last 2 years in between projects, and so we got to wrap things up and get it out. We got a 4-plex underway right now, and we had a unit that just turned over that we had to fix real quick and then put it back out. So a lot of things going on at the same time. It's very very, 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 very busy.
Well, it's better than having absolutely fucking nothing to do.
It's true. It's okay. It's how I justify my GAC performance right now. It's just like, I'm too busy to care. Now the reality is I suck, but for the answer is I'm just too busy to care.
Plus, with all these duplexes that you're getting out, you just buy another vault. That's fine. That'll cover your GAC losses for the foreseeable future.
I know, right? That's the thing I got to keep reminding myself on. It's like, I like being competitive. I like being good at or good in GAC. I like being towards the top. But the reality is like an entire season of if you had an entire season of wins, you go 9-0. Which in Kyber 1, it's technically 700 to win because you get 200 even if you lose. So that's what I'm going to base it off of. Okay. So you get and then of course you would get if you went 0-3, what is that? What's the minimum crystals you get for the week? Is it
Well, for the
2
the
months
weekly
per week?
rewards you're talking about.
Yeah.
Sorry, I need to fix your camera real quick. There we go. It was getting pixelated. It's like 200 or 250, something like that, for like
Yeah.
placing
just pull it
last.
up.
Just whip it
reward.
out on stream. Mhm.
Yeah. If you're last, it's 100. All
Is it
right,
really
so-
100? That sucks.
Yeah. So 650 for first place each week is what you would get if you were able to go 9-0, right?
Okay.
So 700 times 9 rounds, right? That's 6,300 crystals plus 650.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like 8,250 crystals if you are
For a
able to
perfect
go,
run, yeah.
if the entire season you're able to play it perfectly and never drop everything else, you wind out to like about, I would approximately say, somewhere around $55 to $60 worth in crystals if you were able to do it perfect every single time.
Yeah.
Or you just don't give a shit and you buy a vault once a season and you make double that. Oh, drat.
Once a month, just buy a vault. There's your GAC.
Yeah, I like having the free income, but I mean, it's like it's the downside with any and all Datacron investment. Datacron investment was really more about being prepared for TW kind of stuff more than GAC for me.
Sure.
And now with this like ludicrously good set and everybody getting unlimited rerolls, it's just like I'm disengaging just because it's like I don't. It's not fun anymore. It's like everything's a chore. Like it works. There are counters that work, but it's just everything's more work than I want to put into it. It's just like
I definitely feel like there's a lot more volatility in like matchmaking. Not matchmaking, sorry, in matchups.
Yeah.
Like counters that would normally work, even if you're going in with an equally broken Cron, things can just go fucky. When somebody's rocking 200% armor pen and 100 and something percent crit damage or something, it's just like one hit sometimes is like, oh,
that was
shit.
me going. That was me in TW today. I wasn't paying attention to the enemy Kron, and they had like a 400% armor pen Kron, and I was like miffed as to how they were chewing through my team so fast.
Yeah,
it made a lot of sense once I checked the Kron. I'm like, oh right, of course that would be how that would play out. You've got 400% armor pen, and I was just like, we'll just bring a whatever Kron. This shouldn't matter. They're only R5, and it's like, yeah, well, R5 with 400% armor pen can still punch up into R7, R8 territory pretty easily. So, yeah,
fun times. But you wouldn't know what it's like to have R5 units, right?
No, well, sort of, kind of. The alt has R5, but
okay.
Nothing meta is R5 on that account. The only things that are R5 are just like the crappy tunes like Ugnaught and the shitty nices nobody uses and Clone Sergeant and whatever else. I think I got 2 R3 characters left on that account, and then everything will be R5.
Nice.
But the mall event gave me like 5 free R6s.
Oh yeah,
that
was nice.
I took all of the Jawas up because they were one of the few teams that I had that could use them. So I took them all the way up, and then I think I did one other random one. But I was going to try to R3 everything, but I had a few.
Some people out there are like, yeah, I got myself a free Jar Jar because I used it on 5 Gungans, and you're like, Jawas.
Yeah, Jawas, so good. But yeah, I got those done because I just had nothing else to put them on the account, and then I was going to do R5 to everything, but I just don't have enough ceiling data right now to split that between that and being ready for when the era ends in 3 weeks. And so I was like,
I'm so
I really
want to
be
ready
have
for that.
Most of those era characters like Relic 8 at a minimum. I might, some like Chota might stay at Relic 5 or something like that because I don't have the Wookiee team on that account that flushed out, so it can stagnate for a little bit. But most everything else, I'm going to want really high relics. And so it's just like I was looking at the gear tool on Hot Utils, and I was like, shit, I need like 500 of each of that to even get them to Relic 8. And I was like, we need to hoard for a little while. We gotta quit this spending spree.
I'm that's what I'm currently doing on my main account. Is I've throttled back a bunch of my crystal expenditure right now, in expectation of Vader, because I know that I want to be the guy doing a live unlock of 7-star Maul the day he drops. I want to do that, but that means I need to do 7-star Vader day one. It also means I need to do the level 85.
We were planning on doing 7-star Vader day one.
No.
What a filthy casual. I can't believe we even podcast together.
I can't believe I even associate with peasants such as yourself, commoners.
Yeah.
Brokies like Scribbles. Yeah. That's a lot. I don't mind the 6-star to 7-star whaling. That's still pretty heavy, but 7-star day one is just like, blop. Yeah, no, thank you.
Well, yeah, it's an extra, depending on where you're going, it's an extra like 100 some odd bucks.
Yeah. And then you have to do the level 85 or even some of the 75 plus as well.
I'm gonna petition Meathead for a whale quality of life update.
Oh yeah.
I want him to change the Chirotech we get in those $130 and $100 packs to the salvage, not the completed pieces. So that way I can break them down for droid brains.
Oh, right. Yeah. I mean, you're never going to use Chirotech, really.
Well, yeah. Well, and that's going to be my argument is, for the veteran players who will spend on these packs, because, I mean, some of the newer players will too. But with the new era system, it's like giving completed gear is going to absolutely screw. Not really screw, but I mean, it doesn't screw. It devalues what it's worth, right? I would be happy. I would be more inclined, because like this last one, that's the decision I made with the $100 pack was or the 100 shard pack. It's not $100, but the reason I didn't get it and I just used crystals to go the rest of the way is because I can't use the Chirotech. I have no use for it, and the 20 Zeta mats, like Lord knows I'll never find a use for those. I got thousands of them on the main account. I can't do anything with.
They also exist in the episode pass, don't they?
Yeah, again,
top line, there's like 3 or 4 of them there. It's
stuff that thematically for like the average player that isn't in my position where they have everything upgraded and there's that completed gear still has a purpose for them. But I have the better part of probably a couple thousand Chirotech of completed gear that I can't break down anymore.
Yeah, I'm just having a look now. So there's that new Chirotech that they made for some reason. I have 7 of those complete things. So that's 350 Cairo, right? Then I've got 5 of the shock prods. So that's another 250. And then computers, I've got 4. So that's an extra 200. I got a lot of full Kairos. And I have 2,000 of each on top of that.
Yeah. And there's nothing to do with them. That's the part where I'm just like, we've now created the opposite problem with the game of like, it was nice. You could use those when we were in the old system, but with the new era system, the only way I'll ever be able to use them is if I actually don't participate in an era at all, and then level those characters up with my own gear.
They could just change the scavenger to let us use full Chirotech pieces. Break them down.
They should either add the prototypes, which are the 50 pieces, because I have plenty of those too. The prototypes aren't the complete piece, but they should add those as well. Especially, I mean, at least somewhere, like, because I got nothing to do with them. And the same thing is like, I'm almost like, what could Zeta's breaking down to? Just asking for a friend, because I don't know what I'm going to do in mine. Yeah, because it's even worse is that with the new era system, I will never need a Zeta again. Because if I hit 85,
you'll get them.
I'll get them. So the only thing I need is Omicrons, and I've got 400 of those, and they don't even know what they're doing.
Yeah, I don't have every Zeta in the game. Problems. I think I'm missing like 20 or something, but I have 524 in my account, and you've probably got like 1,000 Zeta mats or something, and every Zeta bought.
Oh, I have to go to the store to tell you how many I have. I have 1,500. I'm too shy of 1,500.
Too shy of 1,500.
Yeah, and I'll never need another one again.
No,
Same thing with Omega materials.
Except for like GLs and Conquest units.
Well, yeah, okay, that's fair.
But
I mean, I would give up 1,000 for something. Like, can I at least like goodwill gesture them to the community?
Between
can just steal them from me, and I can be like, hey, everybody gets a Zeta. Have my little Oprah moment.
Between Conquest and GL units, you're probably looking at like 5 units a year to put Zetas on. And even if a Conquest unit is triple Zeta and the GL has got 6 Zetas, you're gonna be fine.
Yeah.
You're gonna be fine.
Because my income is approximately, I want to say, well, I don't buy as much as I used to, but I would say I still get about it would still be about a full Zeta, if not 2 Zetas a month. If I was back to buying with the fleet currency, then I would be up quite a bit.
I don't buy Zetas with fleet.
I remember at one point the math was like 3 to 3.5, depending on how events go for you. But I mean, they added a lot of Zetas back into the Marquis have Zetas and their quest rewards and their daily quests, and so there's a lot in there if you're spending on stuff.
The current journey guides, you're getting like 10 Zetas for each of those as well. I know those are one-time things, but there's still like 6 months worth of 20 Zetas that people are getting, and that's still that's still significant. It's crazy. And fully understand, like you said, a lot of players playing this game are not in the position of, oh, I've got every Zeta and I've got 500 Zetas. There's a lot of players that need Zetas, and there's a massive Zeta crunch. So it's not that.
They're all. It's one of those things that is that there always will be until there isn't.
Yeah,
like
I mean, it's true for Karatech as well. It's like there's always a Karatech crunch.
There's always a crunch until there's not. And once you get caught up or you've spent, I mean, is it hard to do that free to play? 100%. It's very hard unless you've been in the game since the inception of Zetas into the game. Those people kind of have been able to kind of keep up to a degree. But the new players, of course, it's going to be a real hurdle to get across and to make stick. But that's just where I'm getting to now. There was like 3 years where I thought I could never have enough Omegas, and now I have every single Omega equipped, and I have 360 sitting there. Yeah, like not Omega, sorry, Omicrons.
Omicrons, yeah.
Omicrons, yeah.
I'm not quite that flush. I think I've got like just over 200 Omicrons in the bank right now. I don't have every Omicron, but I'm saving it because I know I'm going to need like
160 for this era release.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm making sure I'm covered for all of that.
Granted, I mean, like 20 of it doesn't matter because Luke and Barris's Omnis are 3v3 only. I don't think they'll be strong enough to be like meta defining by any stretch of the imagination.
Yeah.
I feel like IG's is going to be a good one for TW. I feel like Choda's kind of it's a smash or pass situation. It's like if you've got good Wookiees, smash it. If you don't have good Wookiees, pass it. Maul will probably take all 3 of his because why not? If you spent for Maul, you might as well have it. Vader should have his too because that team looks pretty banging.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm missing one.
Asajj? Did you say Asajj?
Asajj. No, Asajj has got GAC though.
Yeah,
and she's got a fun one though. I think Asajj will be really good too. So I mean, I'm
finding Asajj the most fun unit of this era so far. Maybe I'll find Vader better, but I like Asajj the best at the moment. I think her kit's cool.
Her mechanics are fun. I like her mechanics.
The whole disciple thing, the attacking out of turn again. She's got armor shreds. It's like it's a cool it's a cool setup. I like it.
Yeah, she's been pretty good. I think Barris is just hard to utilize right now because you're missing the purge synergies that Inquisitors kind of need. Yeah, they have all the tags, but they don't have like nobody else works off of purge. So it's like she's fighting to get her own stacks and then do anything productive with them, and they cleanse too fast. And anyways, I think she'll be better. She'll be a more interesting character in the live environment than she will be in the era system. But
I haven't really had the opportunity to use Barris yet because I invested in Maul instead. And I was like, I'm not going to spend some real world money now and just get a bunch of leveling currency to bring Barris up as well. And on my alt account, she's much lower level. So it feels like, and plus because her whole interaction with if they've got purge, she'll attack when other people attack and that sort of thing. Yeah. Like that is cool and it does a lot of damage, but there's also so many, like most of the bosses will punish you for like focusing them down like that.
Yeah.
So it's like you can get negatively impacted, even if the burst damage is good. It's like you don't really want to do it against Dryax unless you're in the tier 8. Then, and honestly, my approach to tier 8 Dryax is just fucking ignore the health. Just go wild on one of them. Just don't care about it.
Well, the only thing I try to do is keep them on. All I try to do is keep the other guy not focusing on one end of the spectrum of either close to full health or close to no health. So that way, as I tick through the lives of the other one, that it kind of keeps the damage within reason most of the time.
Yeah.
But yeah, other ones, it's just, like the other ones, they'll gain turn meter when you attack them. Other ones will gain, like the current ones, with the Zepho Guardians.
Oh yeah, the Zepho Guardians.
If you cannot foresight that AoE after you've taken your 10 turns, if he gets an AoE off on you and you don't have foresight up, it will just obliterate your team. Like,
you are dead.
Melted. Like, oh, score. I'm so excited about this. So, I mean, which is fine. I think my last milestone on that one is 3 million, and I got 2.5 and then 3 million. So I don't know if I'll be able to hit it. I just probably haven't been trying hard enough to do better than what I've got. But
I've been lazy. Like Zepho Guards, I'm at 1.2 mil. Joe, I was at 1.6. Pirate ATST 2 mil, and then Dryax 1.2. So it's I'm just like, I don't really care. As long as I'm top 10, I'm like, yep, I'm happy. And I'm in a shard that lets me get top 10 with those scores, thankfully.
Yeah. Joe Taz, I'm at 3.8. The Pirate, I got the 6.1.
How many 85s are you rocking now?
All of them. Except for Lord Vader.
Oh, Vader. Oh, right. Okay. Yeah. So all of them that we have right now, you're just like, 85 bitches.
Yeah. Well, and all I'm going to do is take 5 of the marquees to 86. And then unless CG gives me a reason to go to anything beyond that, I'm not dropping $700 to take these characters to Relic 6. They're like 87 is like the one thing I might cap, or is it 88? I think it's 88.
Does that give you an extra relic level?
Yeah, it's the transition between Relic 2 and 3.
Oh, right. Okay.
If I remember correctly.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. 88 takes you to Relic 3. But how much would you have to spend to get the entire team up to 83?
That's the question though, it's the freaking the Mark 8 synth ability module. It depends on how much of that I need to purchase and how much is left over. So there might be a couple where I can sneak them up to 88 for it. But the reality is that you need 5 characters. You even take 1 character to 90, which requires you to buy an additional 2 of the additional packs for that, because you need 100 of that whatever that second material is for that level. You just take 5 characters to level 86, which is cheaper investment. You should have the overflow available for that. Beside the point though, because that gets you to level 600, which is that 1400 era currency.
Oh
payout.
Yeah, you mean like total era levels?
Yeah,
the milestone thing there. Yeah.
Yeah, but then to go from there to 95 will cost you about, it's like $700. It's crazy. 85 to 95 requires 300 of those of that second material, and so you have to buy each one for each character like 5 times. It's like 4.8 something. So like in theory, one character should be able to get there from the slough off, or you might be able to buy one less because of the slough off, because it's 60 in each of those packs. Anyways,
right.
It's a huge price tag.
It's too huge.
It's like 5. It's 4,000 for maxing for the air currency, and I think if you add everything between the 600 milestone mark and the 695 or whatever the max one is, if you add that all together, 665. Sorry, it's like it's like 6,000 currency. So it's not even enough to buy 10 more Relic 10
No,
mats.
no,
And
yeah.
it's like,
So,
just like for like $700. And I'm like, no, I'm
yeah,
not
it's
doing
not
it.
worth it. Yeah.
Like,
I mean, it's just kind of weird to me. It's like, surely, based on cost, the relic levels you should be getting on those characters should be like R9. Like, just
Yeah.
fucking relic 9, not 6.
The price tag is so like okay, it's one of those things where it's like if you were a fresh baby account
Mhm.
and you had nothing between like maybe getting like R1 or 2 or 3 consistently. And so like Relic 6 is a big jump for you because of the Electrium conductors and everything else that goes with it. I could see how that individual might maybe justify that price tag. But for anybody who has a large store of relic material, the answer is why would you do that? You can buy so many Relic 10 packs for the same money if all you're worried about is the Relic Delta stuff, you know, the Relic or the Relic 10 stuff. You could just buy the packs and save yourself. You get so much more out of it because you wouldn't just get the Relic 10 mats. You get droid brains and Gerdas and arrows and impulse detectors and so much other stuff that goes with it. It's just like I desperately need to understand the sales pitch to anybody who's like even a longer term ish player, right?
Yeah, no.
And so,
especially for this particular era, just because there's so many characters here that are just lifters for old teams. It's like it's all very well and good having them at Relic 6, but if you don't have the supporting team as well, like, what's the point?
Yeah, it's really rough. I really tried hard to think about what it was like. If there was like, I was like, initially I told myself like, I'll do 95 on this account just once, so you know we can make that video of I went to 95, so you didn't have to, and here's what I learned about it.
Yeah,
it's like my brain's like, why? Like, unless CG comes out with Vader's release and like add stuff to the 95, or like in the next era, if you were 95 in the previous era, you know, you get these things. There is no good reason to spend that kind of hard-earned cash just to get, you know, a few relic levels. Like, I'll just take the Relic 2. I've got plenty of materials to go to Relic 8 or 9 for free. It was like, well, for free. You know, but I just have a hard time with whatever the logic is there. I hope they do improve that, because otherwise it's like, man, I will take the L on the last 2 weeks of the era and not score top 10 anymore. Just to save myself the $700. Like if you can, like, let's say
you just need one more pack, right? One more pack.
Yeah. Let's just say I fall into the top 30, right? Let's just say I fall into the top 30.
Yeah.
So I get for those last 2 weeks, I get my income cut in half. So for 14 days at a 1,400, I get 7,000. So it's like, oh no, I'll be one R10 behind my competitors for those who spent the $800. And I'm like, you know, I can live with that. I can live with it. I'll be fine with it. I already spent way too much money on this era. I mean, it has been better the longer it goes on. You know, Luke was really expensive. IG dropped, you know, to about a third of what it cost to get Luke to 70. IG was, you know, about a third of that. And then Asajj was about half of that. And then, you know, not Asajj. Chota was about half of that. Asajj was pretty cheap as well. I think Chota and Asajj ended up being about the same because it was like where the choke point was on materials at the time.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
It was like I needed those materials to make the jump on both the characters, and then Barriss was like the only reason Barriss got stuck at 74 was because my dumbass upgraded Maul before and blew through all my materials.
Oh, yeah, no, I did that as well, but I did that deliberately.
I did it unintentionally. I inadvertently took Maul up before Barriss, because I was like, oh, I'll just do this, and then I was like, I don't need to bother.
I was on the stream. I was doing the unlock of the event. It was a massive event, Karth. You should have been there, dude. It was. I mean, you played the event, fucking hell. But there were like nearly 700 people watching. It was a big stream, you know. And when we got him unlocked, I was like, Well, I know that I have to make a choice between leveling up Maul or Barris, and people all came here to look at Maul. So I was like, I'm just going to take
Yeah.
Maul to 75, and I'll worry about Barris later, just so we can throw him in Colosseum, basically.
Yeah.
So my Barris is 64 right now. I've been working on trying to get her up, you know. But hey, I'll get it to 70, and then I'll switch the focus back, I think, to trying to get other characters to 85 in prep for Vader dropping. So yeah, thought fuck it. I mean, at the moment, I don't feel like dropping Choda for Barris makes much of a difference. What comp do you run now, typically speaking?
IG lead, Luke, Maul, Choda, and Asajj is what I run right now. But with everything 85, it's like the IG and Asajj pair well together because the payouts that they both activate with him being in the leadership. So that helps with that. When you are 85 with Asajj, the disciple gets called to assist whenever Asajj uses special. Huge. So having Maul assist all the time has been fantastic.
Yeah,
ramps his stats much faster, gets tons of damage out there. Luke is just because the damage that he offers and the initial burst is pretty good with everyone being stealth and everything else. The only thing I found with Choda being there that's kind of fun is because Choda has a ramping offense modifier for the team, and so does IG. So those two together kind of just adds to a lot more damage.
Plus, like you said, the foresight that he can bring can let you survive one extra AoE, and that can be useful.
Yeah. It's super useful.
The only thing that I've so far that irks me a little bit about Asajj and Maul as a duo is when Maul dies and revives, he loses Disciple and you can't put it back on him. I'm like,
you can.
You can target him, but he doesn't get it again. It's a once event, isn't it? Oh, okay. Maybe I'm wrong.
I believe the check is only if there are no allies with it.
I'm pretty sure it's just the first time she does it. I might be wrong on that, though. Hang on, let me...
Just say the first time this ability is used on a non-galactic legend back in our ally, grant them disciple until the end of the battle.
Yeah. So it's only the first time. Yeah. I think it's her GAC that just gives it to everybody at the start of battle. Her GAC army does that. It
does. Right? I swear I was able to put it back on, though. Interesting. I wasn't paying enough attention.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's what's been disappointing me is like, Maul stops assisting now. Because that was always fun. Like, I wish it was just like, if nobody has Disciple, apply it to the target. Like that.
It doesn't. But the ability here does not say that you can't reapply it.
No, it just says it's on only the first time it's used. It's kind of like Cat's Leap. It is an insta-kill the first time you do it. Doesn't do it again after that. But yeah, that's the only thing that's been kind of, peeing in my chips. I'm just like,
Sure.
But yeah, those two together are really good. They're really good. They just they pair very well, and I am looking forward to whipping out the old Dad Bod Boba team when she goes live.
I'll probably drop Choda for Vader when the event goes.
Yeah.
Because Vader's another attacker, so he will assist when Luke uses his first special. And then the ramping game. I mean, but his kit also just has so much fun stuff with it that I feel like Vader's kit is going to be it's going to be very explosive. You may not live as long, but I think your damage ceiling will be higher.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah. So yeah, fun times to be had by all. We've got Asajj's, her marquee is finishing tomorrow or day after tomorrow, isn't it? And then we've got Conquest, Karth. Are you excited for Conquest?
I mean, like, I don't give a rat's about Conquest, mostly because, like, with the account my size, it's pretty much just roll face on keyboard and you'll clear.
Yeah, it's true.
You have to occasionally look back at your feats and try to do those properly, but
it's quite an easy feat setup this time.
Yeah, I'm not really fussed about it. Conquest. The only thing I'm not really excited about is the CG's fix for the last Datacron set is going to just cause
Oh god,
a
yeah.
lot of undue burden on me for this go around, and I'm basically chasing lemons, right? Like there's nothing really good in this Datacron set that's upcoming, right? Nothing really that I need to have a lot of or a lot of crons for. There's nothing in that regards in this set that needs to happen, right?
Yeah.
But I have the better part of like 180 million data cache in crons
God.
that are about to dust,
Yeah, that's
plus
a lot.
100 million data cache in the cron that's currently in my inventory. It's like I just can't get through it fast enough to make a meaningful difference. And so this is just going to be really painful because I'm going to lose so much data cache on this set, and it's just not worth even running. Like I'm going to do what I always do. I'm going to sprint to the end of Sector 4 and then farm what I can, but I know I'm going to be losing. I can't spend it fast enough.
Yeah, there is that. And also, you know, candidly speaking, I look through this set and I feel like it's kind of a shit set. Like the 9s are not spectacular. There's a couple that look okay. The 6s are not spectacular.
To be honest with you, though, as a caveat to that entire rant of complaint I just had, if this is the direction Datacron sets will be going towards with their new cadence, then I can live with this. It just sucks that we're going from such a peak to such a trough. It's just like, oh my god.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be rough.
No focus Datacrons this time around either.
Well, I'm hopeful that CG pulls their head out of their butts a little bit and we just get focused Datacrons every set instead of every other or whatever they're planning.
Yeah, every other.
Because, and then I think they should do 3 that are level 9s and 1 that's a level 15. And then, you know, look at what's in the, you know, make those ones good and worth chasing, and then have the other ones be your supplemental, you know, where you only need to have maybe 5 to 10 in each set outside of the FDCs of useful Datacrons, because you know most people don't need more than, you know, 30 to 40 if you're high-end Kyber 1 competitive and you want to have a couple extras or a couple, you know, other off-end ones. You know, if we have 12 FDCs and, you know, 10 for each set, you know, beyond that, then I can live with these changes. I'm not going to be too upset about them, but that's kind of the problem we're at with this particular point in time is we don't know what the rest of it looks like. So we don't know if this current upcoming Datacron set with CG is going to be a one time like, hey, we realize the power level's a little off the charts, we're bringing things down, and then we'll bring it back up on the next one. It's like, no, if you can keep it like 2 factions, one goes light, one goes dark, and there's only, you know, like a couple on each end that are worth chasing. And so I mean, there's some decent level 3s. I'm like, I can live with this change. It sucks I got to farm all the time, but you know, for me, it doesn't change what I was doing because I farm every conquest anyways, because I always need those reroll materials. So I don't stop and do all, you know, and quit my refreshes. So I was like, it's not going to change what I was doing. It just means now I got to do it every time.
Yeah. And I get that. Like this, and I know what you mean about going from a peak to a trough, because obviously this last set that we've had has been really good. Not just because we had basically carte blanche to just fucking roll perfect crons for all of them, but because like the actual set was good, you know, like the stats were good, the modifiers that we got were good. We had the broader level 6s where we had the support, and once they kind of fixed the nerfed Attackacron, the other sets had a bit more intrinsic value to them, because Attackacrons wasn't just like, I'm going to dunk on everything with one AoE, boom, everyone dies. So that needed to happen, and that made it fun. But now look at this one, I'm like, all right, I kind of like Zuckuses, I kind of like Huyangs, and that's kind of it. I'm just like, yeah, Choppers will be making Phoenix versus Reaver a marginally less butt clenchy, but you're probably going to win that fight without that Datacron anyway. It just means you can now ignore Reaver's taunt with Chopper to take out like Grand Inquisitor or something. You know, it's like, okay, it's yeah, it just feels kind of like meh, you know. But hey, maybe we will see a different tack when when the set after comes out.
I mean, again, I would rather us have a larger focus on FDCs and those being like what people chase after, because those are they're consistent. There's no RNG. There's nothing to go after. I'm fine with those being where the power is. If I got to spend a little to max that all out, fine. I can live with that. But I just don't want to do this whole thing over again where it's like, well, we're farming every month now, but depending on how we feel about your level of spending on conquest and datacrons, we're going to increase the power or throttle it back so that we can get more engagement. I'm like, I don't want to play that game.
Increase or decrease the amount of time that datacrons are going to be active for. Fun times.
Yeah, well, I don't. Yeah, that's the only thing that I'm really upset with on the change here is that every other set is going to be why bother investing, because it's gonna be live for 3v3 twice and 5v5 once, and so it's like I don't care about. Well, because a lot of the cron sets are only in 3v3. The biggest advantage for, or not the concept, but the biggest advantage for is TW, and you've nullified a lot of the reason to give a care about TW for a lot of the guilds. And so it's just like, we are in such desperate need of a PvP overhaul in this game.
We really are.
Just like,
I'm so hoping they do something.
Yeah, if they want to continue monetizing like datacrons and the era system and people giving a shit about how that works, like we need some sort of overhaul here, because it's just like, why do I care? The investment into datacrons does not pay out in GAC if you're a spender. And if you're not a spender, it still doesn't really pay out, because you got to put a lot of effort into datacrons to make it make sense, right?
Oh god, you got to put loads of effort in.
You're putting more datacron, more crystals in a datacron refreshes, trying to get your crons together, then you're going to make from the season of GAC that you win in, if you can win reasonably well, you know? So it's like, the trade-off is just getting worse and worse and worse. And, you know, TW, the rewards aren't as good. The reroll materials are kind of like the only reason to care right now. And even that's starting to fall further and further behind. And so, you know, it's just like,
well, yeah, because they've reduced the reroll cost as well for the level 6s, haven't they? For this new setup coming, it's down by 60%. So not only is the level 6 reroll costs lowered, we also only have one faction. So you're more likely to get the thing that you need. So what I'm saying is, whilst that is a good thing, it kind of devalues reroll mats a little bit. Because you just won't need as many.
You won't need them as many. And so it's like, it's just this never ending cycle of like, if you want to continue monetizing datacrons, you need to revamp PvP to have a reason to keep engaging and being a part of it. Otherwise, it just feels like this moment where it's like, well, why do I care? Why do I bother? Because, you know, if I really want the rewards, I'm better off spending my money on packs than I am on RNG randomness. Like, I don't want to bother, you know, trying to spend like, well, again, one day I'll learn my lesson and I won't drop 30k crystals on datacrons to have them ready for week 1.
Or will you?
But, you know, I should just go, okay, well, I just spend those crystals on gearing up the characters. You know, I like to be competitive, but man, there's just at a point right now where it's like, the payoff is not worth it anymore. Like, when it was getting me prestige, or, you know, I was performing better with that extra investment, it was great. But now it's just like, everybody's got it. There's no real reason to push for the new stuff. Like, I just feel like it's one of those things where it's like, you know, maybe we just pump the brakes and we quit caring about that for a little while.
Maybe. Who knows? Who knows, Garth? Yeah, and it's just a strange direction. I feel it feels like CG has been kind of trying to pump up not necessarily the free-to-play experience, but the new-to-play experience with Wales. Just, with the explosion of access to Lightspeed tokens, with the whole error system taking away the advantage that long-term players have over new players, i.e. you can't use your mods, you can't use all your gear, everybody is in the same boat, as it were, and the reward structure that you get out of it also heavily favors people with more things to invest in overall, i.e. the newer players.
Yeah.
It just feels more and more at the moment that it's like the longer you've played, the less rewarded you get at this point, and it's kind of a strange take. Maybe that's just me reading too much into it. I don't know if that's actually true, but it feels like that to me.
It feels that way with this current era because we're so scattershot on the team and everything else, and so it's like it's not just that you have to have the team for the team that they're giving us. It's like you have to have a team that goes with the character they're releasing for this.
Yep.
And so it's a much larger scattershot of things that you have to have ready for, which just kind of puts a lot of undue pressure on players to have everything. I think if the next one is more pointed, like it was with the clones era, with the Darkseid clones and then Jedi Master Mace kind of thing.
Yeah.
Where it was like, we're getting two teams. They're basically brand new. So you're kind of just building the entire team up. It doesn't feel as it's impactful because it's an all or nothing system, right? Where it's like this one, it's like you kind of want bits of everything because everything gets boosted. So, you kind of want to improve the 7 teams that are coming out versus like, oh man, I don't have Gungans. Whatever. They can wait. I missed Jedi Vanguard. Whatever. They can wait. There's I guess the urgency behind an era that's as wide as this one is that there are so many good improvements that people want to take advantage of that, where it's like, if it's a full coherent team, it's like, well, I could skip that and I'm only down one team.
Yeah.
So I think that's kind of where a lot of people feel on that one.
That's fair. Yeah. So it's all a little bit little bit different. Any thoughts on what might be coming in the next era, Karth?
Oh, I am hopeful for more Old Republic content, SWTOR content.
Yeah.
I would be hopeful for, but if I were gambling on it, I would say that this next era, could go a couple of other directions given the time frame that it ends, right? It goes from mid-February to mid-May.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. It should be just before May 4th. I think it finishes just before then. I might be wrong on that.
Well, I mean, mid-month to mid-month should be right. So
I'll take
mid-February. If it's mid-February, well, because this era ends. Let's see. This next week is Barris's off week, and then the 26th.
Well, this era ends in 23 days.
Yeah. So the 27th is Vader's Marquee start, and then the 3rd is his off week. So it ends on the 10th.
Okay.
So I think with that pendulum swapping there, it should pencil out to probably be somewhere about the 12th of May.
Don't forget the I was going to say February will knock it back. I don't know if we're in a leap year this year. No idea.
No, it's 28 days in February. Isn't it 29 the leap year?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
I can't remember.
Nobody
knows. It's a mystery.
With that being the case, though, we'll have first 2 weeks in February. It should end after May the 4th, is all I'm getting at.
Gotcha.
That's when it should end. And so my guess is that they want to do something thematic to that. We might do a build up to, isn't the Mandalorian Grogu coming out at that time?
Mid-May. Yeah. So they say. I mean, we don't know. It might get pushed back. So, but yeah, it feels
So
like it will
May
line up
20
perfectly to them doing something for Mando and Grogu, but we know they're usually delayed on stuff. Excuse me. Apologies. Oh, dear me. That came from my boots.
Yeah, so we don't have a release date yet for Ahsoka season 2, but it's expected to be sometime in 2026. But it could be pushed out to 2027 due to production timeline. So maybe the only thing we get this year is the maybe
Mando
a
and Grogu.
Tales of the Jedi and Mando and Grogu. And
We should be
so
having Maul Shadow Lord at some point this year as well, isn't it? Is that right?
let me check.
I think so. I mean, again, it doesn't necessarily mean we'll get content based around it because they're usually delayed on that sort of thing.
All we have is 2026. There is no date
Okay.
associated with it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, I mean, I could see potentially trying to do some other characters from the Mandalorian
Mm-hmm.
series to build that up. We could get Cobb Vanth. We could get whatever character Bill Burr plays.
Oh, yeah, his character was awesome. God, what was his name? Somebody in chat will get it now.
It escapes me, but the problem that I see is there's just not a lot of content going on with the current stuff. So I do hope that they take this time frame to explore other parts of Star Wars.
Miggs Mayfield.
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah, he was awesome.
Him, but my brain was getting stuck on Michael, and I'm like, that's not right. But yeah, I could see us doing something that leads up to it, or I could see that the air that starts literally right before the movie releases being about that. I could see it going either way.
Yeah, because it's true. It doesn't actually have to be about Mando and Grogu. It can just be around Mandoverse characters, can't it? It can just be characters that we've had. Like, it's been so long since I've watched Mando now. We're gonna get Book of Boba Fett. We're gonna get the Power Ranger bike gang. That's next on the list.
Well, Book of Boba Fett for sure should get some more love, but I mean, it almost feels like there's no point now because unless we get Daimyo Boba and Cyborg Fennec, like we have the team, right? They put us Asajj, Duckus, and Forlom are all going to be part of the Boba team. So it's like, okay, well, we could get some more Mandalorians because that faction needs a little TLC.
Yeah.
We could get,
or whatever his name is.
Yeah, we get some of those to go with Bo-Katan for better synergy, and then
get rid of OG Bo-Katan.
Well, no, get rid of freaking
Bam,
IG-12 and Bam. Put them on a different team. I don't give a care.
But I mean, they don't have anywhere else to go.
No, well, Bam could go back to the old Bam team with Queel and IG-11. I mean, there are other things you could, in theory, do to go back and build up some other things that existed prior in the game.
Listen, if they're doing that, they need to give him that Omicron that lets him constantly reset his cooldowns so he can go have some fun against Lord Vader again with Fennec. That's what Lord Vader needs, is another counter. All right?
Yeah.
He needs another non-GL counter, preferably an Underman.
Like, I miss using IG-11 and Queel. Like, they were such a staple of the meta for a long time, and then we took the best part of their team, and now it's just
without Bam in that team, they don't do anything.
Without Bam. Well, and then Dash got sidelined into doing other things, and then Dash got power creeped out of being useful, and and so there's just so many things where it's like there's a lot that they could add back into those things to pull those back in, where you could add Mandalorian characters to make some flexibility on the Bo-Katan team, and maybe let them kind of creep their power levels up a little bit. You could do some stuff to rebuild the Queel IG-11 team with Bam, and maybe add like Cobb Vanth and maybe one other person to that team.
I'm down with that.
You could look at adding a new team for Cara Dune to sit in with
Mayfield, but Disney don't like her. So.
No. There doesn't have to be a new Cara Dune per se.
Just
it could just be a new team for her to work with. That's a scoundrel lead that she can do stuff with, because I mean that could be also fun. But again, there's just a lot of stuff where like there's a lot of stuff from the Mando verse that we could expand into and kind of build out some more things. We could give the armor a team again.
This is the way.
If we split up enough of the Mandalorian stuff. And they're just options. That's all I'm saying.
Well,
It's like, if they wanted to do that kind of stuff leading up to it, great, or after it, then that's also great. But that's, my head goes somewhere this year that should be one of the eras.
To be fair, I kind of feel like Bam belongs in an armorer team, because in the series she acts as a mentor to Bam quite frequently. You know, she's often out there giving sagely advice to Mando. So it's like, it feels like those guys should be in a team together. But obviously that's not the case. She's not quite, especially not in the current meta of things, not quite power creeped enough.
Well, and you can always add some more. You can put Bam in IG-12 with the armor, and then add in, give her an Omicron, and then add in 2 new characters for her to lift up. Because in all honesty, Bo-Katan has no rightful reason to be leading Paz per se, because they have they shouldn't really synergize.
Yeah.
And so it's like, I'm kind of like of the mindset, like, Bo should really have her own Mando team that was not the armor side of things, and separate them again. It's just like, I honestly feel like Bo kind of needs another whack at a team, because she just kind of missed the mark, I guess, in a lot of my respects. It's like, she's not bad, but she's really like, in most of her counters, it's either they're so overwhelmingly dominant that they just wreck the field, or if shit hits the fan, all she can do is save herself. Like, she can't, she's not really good at keeping the team alive or doing anything else. Like, if they lose their momentum, they lose.
Mm-hmm.
And there's nothing in the team that kind of brings that back. So, I mean, they could take another stab at it, like they did with Lord Vader and then his dark side team, and going to the clones. They could do a full, actually,
just repurpose. Yeah.
But, either way, this next era, I would feel like, would either lead up to that release, or vice versa, of they would start it with that next one to try to capture the hype of that movie into the next one, which is probably what I would do if I was CG. So this next era is a little up in the air. We could be focusing on SWTOR content for the 15-year anniversary of that, or we could be doing a whole bunch of other things. But the problem that I have with the SWTOR content is, like, it's either it's going to be so much of a good thing and I'm going to love it, or it's going to be nothing that I wanted and I'm going to be disappointed.
You're just going to be like, I love this era, but you gave us the wrong units.
Oh yeah, no, that's going to be what I end up getting stuck on. It's like, you're going to give me characters I don't care about from the SWTOR MMO. I'm like, but there's all these KOTOR characters you could have done.
There's going to be, it'll be characters that you want, but not necessarily in the way that you want them.
Yeah.
You're like, damn it. Yeah. Looking at you, Scorch.
I'm kind of hopeful that they give us some more Old Republic Jedi at some point, because I feel like they need it. I feel like it would be great to get a couple of Sith Empire characters as well to kind of bring up the power level of Malgus. Like, I feel like that would be a great time to do this, right? We put in like Darth Mar, so that way we can kick out the filler unit, which is usually Marauder. And then we can lift that team up to be TW viable, and then we can give Satele a couple of Jedi to kind of, bolster the team that we can pull away from, like, Jolie's great, and I'm fine with Jolie being where Jolie's at, but I really don't want them to take apart the 5v5 Karth team. Now, I get that it's not going to be the most meta thing ever, but I don't like when we keep pulling units to new teams and then we go right back to that faction being useful, because like right now, freaking that Zalbar army with a decently relic Old Republic team just laughs in the face of Zori.
It's great fun.
I'm loving that from one of those nightmare Terminator teams. Just like, get wrecked, you dumb bitches.
I use that counter. It gets very hairy for me because I have the R9 Zalbar with the Omicron, because I think it was a sub goal, but the rest of them are Relic 5. So I get to play this fun squeaky bum moment of, hey, Zalbar, you going to survive? Or are the other guys going to survive? Are they not going to kill Jolie? Because Zalbar will kind of just solo the team. He'll just be like, counterattack. and they'll all just dot themselves up into infinity. But it gets squeaky bum sometimes. I need to just throw more relic levels on that team, but it's just is so low in priority. It's like
I know. Well, I have everybody besides Mission and Canderous at relic 9, so it's like we'll just go have some fun with it. But I mean, I enjoy it either which way.
Yeah.
And I kind of feel like that's what honestly they should take another pass at. I know poor Canderous will just get left in the sand if they do another pass at Maul Mando's team. But I mean, you know, I just feel like at a certain junction, there's just a lot of older teams that could use something to kind of spice up the meta. Where like I'm almost confident because, well, let's be honest, Maul Mandos needs another Darkside Mandalorian to get rid of Django. Django needs to go live with French. It's fine. Let him be over there. But, you know, let's get another Darkside Mando for that team. Let's get a couple more Mandalorians to maybe spice up the Bo-Katan meta. Mm-hmm. Let's free up the scoundrels to go back to so Bam can kind of go back to
era of the Mandos. Let's make it happen.
Yeah. But, I mean, either which or I would like to see this next era either be filling out Mandalorian scoundrel stuff from the Mandoverse era, or with the Old Republic stuff, just bringing in some stuff to kind of let's prop up Malgus a little bit more. Let's make him more a little bit more of a threat. He's starting to get aged out.
Mm-hmm. A little bit.
Can do. And then let's make the Satil Shan team when it's in 5v5 be a threat. Because like, yeah, Joe Lee's not bad. I don't think that Joe Lee's going to be a bad place on that team. But the problem I'm running into is that like you're bringing no damage to the team. It's Jedi Knight Revan is the damage, and he's like he is glass cannon all the way. Like there needs to be something that makes that team.
Well, I think the damage is GAC focused, right? It's when they attack out of turn, they're going to be doing max health damage based on her protection. That true damage based on her max protection. My biggest concern with that team, genuinely speaking, is it's too slow. Like everybody on the team is slow. They're all like 160 base. So it's going to be really hard to get them to take a turn. so people have said it before, but EP Mara Jade could potentially just turn me to loop it. They're like, they won't get a turn.
As long as you time out.
As long as you stop Satil from taunting, and you can do that.
Fracture her, because you know Vader's got it. The new Vader's got it. And then literally just kill Revan first. He'll save her once, but he doesn't get a bonus turn with that savior.
No, he does not.
So literally you just wail on Revan until he goes away, and then the rest of the team falls apart. You kill Revan, Jolie, and then clean up from there. I just get like I really want that team to have some sort of teeth behind it besides like, well, you know, if they happen to put Gungans down, this will do okay. It's like, yay, I need another Gungan counter. Like, again, it's one of those things where I just want enough happening on the GAC board to make things make sense. But I don't want these new teams to come in and be like, they suck.
No, she does not have a pre-taunt, Cammy. There's no pre-taunt on the kit.
Which is also a huge whiff. Huge whiff.
I don't know why they don't give her a pre-taunt. I am going to grab a drink, Garth, and we should probably tackle questions.
Oh, we have questions?
We have questiones. Back in a sec.
We have one or two. There's one or two in here from what I remember reading. But, you know, all right, let's see. Let's see what chat's up to real quick. I'll pretend that I'm a streamer for 30 seconds and get my chat windows up, though they're severely delayed. But, you know, what's going on with the chat today? Rule of Two out here saying definitely getting more pirates. No, I hope we're not. We have the two teams. Let them be done. Oh, Nepo Baby coming out with a $5 donation. Can we get a named 501st Clone Trooper lifter for gas to replace the no-name ARC Trooper? Unfortunately, the ARC Trooper, that dispel with that turret is pretty sweet, and having the extra damage is pretty sweet. I'd have a hard time saying get rid of it, but I do get your point. It would be nice to get a lifter for gas that kind of...
Ooh, a gas lifter? Yeah, I'm down for that.
Yeah, I would be okay with it. It just like... Honestly, like for me, my brain almost goes like Echo would be the one to drop off.
Well, I mean, yeah. Also, thank you, Nepa Baby. Appreciate the $5, brother. Appreciate you, dude. Yeah, I'd be down for a 501st lifter. Absolutely.
Yeah, I don't mind Echo, but I believe for the most part, just like where the game has gone from when he was first brought in, he just doesn't quite shine the way he used to. I think there needs a little bit of a tweak. But I mean, at the same time, Gas could also just get a couple Omicrons on the team, and
I mean, I think if you give Gas one Omicron, it would probably be powerful enough to make him meta relevant again.
I saw your video today. You're like, Gas is so back, and I'm like, right until they nerf the Kron next week.
Yeah. But the thing is that Kron is supposed to be nerfed to get rid of a turn meter train loop. I'm hoping that let's be real. CG just need to fucking do anything to Sana to get rid of her TM train, because let's be honest, she's fucking garbage anyway, and she's the one causing the issues here. It's her fucking suspicious debuff that's
it is, but
tying in with turn meter gains.
I'm pretty sure that CG is also not loving just regular Gas 501st beating.
I mean, that could be the case, yeah. I wouldn't be surprised.
Beating it. So I wouldn't be surprised if they if they nerf the Kron.
You're telling me that they're not happy that like a 7-year-old
team,
maybe six-year-old team is beating the latest GL?
The best part is too is that like, so people have been putting the support Kron with Hondo as a way to prevent the Sana team from working with CLS. Yeah, fun fact that that constant protection up really does eventually just give Gas the muster he needs to blow apart the board. Like, it's kind of funny. It's like, we switch from one to the other, so this counter doesn't work, and then it's like, yeah, same Kron, same Rex, just slightly different team, and then they just blow through you. So it's interesting. That's what I'm going to say on that one. I think they'll do something with it to maybe make it not work with Sana, but at the same time, I don't know if they're going to just be okay with it beating Hondo, but it is what it is. Hondo's going to lose a lot of his threat value in 3 days. So
when his Datacron disappears, or the Pirate Cron.
The Pirate Cron goes away, and they quit getting such crazy freaking stat stacking from the Prophet. So
crazy stat stacking, cooldown decreasing, turn meter looping bullshittery that they do.
Everyone loves watching the Pirates take 20 turns before you get a move. It's so like, much fun.
Okay, and then your crew's got 3 billion health, and they can't kill him. All right, let's do questions. So, Rurik says, hello guys, I just unlocked my second GL, 2 GLs, no, 6 now in total, and would like to know if now is the time to shore up teams for Relic Delta or continue to work towards PK Hondo. I'm in Kyber 3 with 11 million GP. Thank you. Path thoughts?
Well, it's my only caveat to Tribe Talk questions is I don't love answering roster roster questions with no context.
Yeah.
Like, I've got no idea what your city or roster is besides that you're 11 million GP. So I don't know what teams are even worth going to fix up. And
as an addendum to that, we also don't want to know, because I'm not spending 30 minutes doing a roster review.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's not how. Yeah, it's probably something I might have to go and edit my original comment in the channel that's pinned there. It'd just be like, hey, if you have roster specific questions, this is not the place or time for it. Like, I get people want to know, but it's so hard without context. It's so hard without anything else. And then, it's just it's an answer for one question for one person versus, more of the stuff can be more universally applied if we're talking general game mechanics and general game questions, I guess.
I think for me personally, like, obviously without more context, I would say, just generally speaking, just get all your GLs. I know it's painful to just go from one GL farm to the next, but GLs are once and done. You could be shoring up relic levels on your teams till the cows come home, but you can only get PK Hondo once, and it's going to improve your GAC just as much. So I would just finish your journey guide, finish every unit in the journey guide, and go from there. That would be my personal experience. Hondo's still great. Even after the Datacron goes away, he'll still be useful.
Yep.
And you'll have Smuggler's Run 3, which we still don't have the second tier of for some reason.
Well, it's vacation. They were on vacation.
True. Next one comes from Fallow Ren. He says, how do you split Stranger, Seer, Ray lineups now? I need 3 baby Cals. Yeah, how do you do your Stranger split? And what happens to your Seer team and your Ray?
Well, Seer right now is doing some cattywampus dumb bullshit.
Okay.
Seer currently is leading Malicos, Balin, Shin, and Mara Jade.
Yeah, that is fucked up.
with a attacker Datacron.
How's that working out?
So the funny part is that the team is incredibly deadly, but it also has a really cheap counter. It's just, can you figure it out before you try anything? It's like it.
And you don't want to advertise that on Tribe Talks.
After this week, it's not going to matter. But
yeah,
the short of it is like it was eating GLs alive, but it has a really dumb, fairly cheap counter that goes with it too. So it's like it just depends on what if you look it up, it's fine, no big deal. But the reason I did that is because I was putting Reva on defense, and so Reva needs Marok on defense to do anything besides getting just beat down by Phoenix. And so basically I'd already murdered the Balin team by pulling Marok away, and so I put Balin with Seer because Seer was already down in the dumps from losing Cal and Starkiller, so there wasn't really a lot there. Well, and Maul was going to go live with the Stranger right for now anyways, and so it was just kind of like this balance of things. But I guess the reality is like Stranger's one of those teams that people are just like kind of like figuring out, but I think right now the cheapest counter for Stranger is Treya. Granted, you want to be comparable relic levels because otherwise they will just
don't get delted the fuck out.
Yeah, you will get delted out if you're not careful. But it tends to work well enough.
I like Queen Amidala, but
Queen Amidala does well as well.
I don't know if we consider Queen Amidala to be a more expensive counter than Treya these days. I've no idea.
Well, I think more people have better investment in Queen Amidala, but Queen Amidala beats so many things on the board where it's like Treya is really dependent on what your opponent sets, where Queen Amidala is like, I can still beat like 4 things, or
she's great.
8 things, or whatever. So it just kind of depends on what you're doing. I think with Rey, I put Rey, Ben, Ezra, General Kenobi, and then Lumi with her healer Kron, and then 15% health, because the Rey having the extra health is great. Lumi deactivates their protection, so if they can get a good protection disruption right before she ults, it could probably end up hurting somebody if they didn't also bring 110% protection. But with everybody having it, it's more common than not. So it's like, that's the kind of the split I ran with right now. It's Stranger, Maul, Starkiller, Cal, and who's the Jedi? Barris with the Barris Kron is what I've got back there right now. But that's just kind of where I end up doing things, because I just let those teams be my opponent's problem on defense, and so I kind of just consolidated teams down to use up the parts I wasn't using. Or couldn't really use to beat the same stuff anymore. So without those, so that's kind of what I ended up doing, is just making new teams with them on defense.
That's fair. I'm doing similar things. I think the only Stranger team worth setting is using Baby Cal and Barris. I feel like the other comps just fall apart a little too easily, and that one's actually dangerous. So I keep that comp. For my Seer team, I use Seer Malicos, Fulcrum Crew. And I think I've got Mara Jade in there because I don't use Palpatine right now.
That was Starkiller. They're not doing anything.
Yeah, exactly. And then for my Rey team, I literally just put this one to test. It was a stupid idea. It's not really doing anything, but I've got Rey, Ben, Visas, GK, and Jedi Consular with his Kron. He gives them immunity to heal immunity, basically.
Yeah.
And whenever he uses any ability, everybody recovers 15% health and protection, and the weakest recovers extra health and protection. And when he uses his big healing, he does mass revive. So it's like, it's definitely nowhere near as good as having like a Barriskron, and I don't think it's probably as good as having like a Lumicron, but I thought, you know what? I took Jedi Consular to R7 for the guild anyway. I was like, I'll just give it a fucking try. Let's just see what happens.
Well, I mean, you could probably find a better use with, or not a better use, a better slot filler than Visas, though, unless you've modded her really well. She's just a slow brick. It's like,
yeah, she's kind of garbage, I'll be honest.
I don't need the Stranger Team to be stronger, but I want Visas to be better. Like, I live in this world now where, like, it'd be cool if she didn't suck so bad, but at the same time, when Maul gets to the game, the Stranger Team does not need any more power.
Yeah.
Like, at all. I'm like, crap.
I genuinely think the only reason I put Visas on that team is like, she's another healer.
Yeah.
She's another healer to trigger more heal immunity on the enemy to lower cooldowns and stuff like that. Although I don't know if she actually heals. So there is no. Does she heal other people?
Her first special heals, and then
if
she's at 100% health, it revives.
That's it. Yeah. So she does heal. I knew she healed herself with that. I couldn't remember. But I also think
her
that
basic will dispel allies too. But like her unique being contingent on her being not debuffed is dumb.
Yeah, it's not the ideal. It's definitely not the ideal. Yeah, so I'll probably
touch up would be really cool. Please, thank you. All right.
I will probably change that Rey team almost certainly. But hey, that's a problem for later. Anyway, second part of the question from Fallow Ren is: I'm working on Ahsoka right now. How do you use Rey and Ahsoka in GAC? Ezra with Rey is very good defensive team, but Ahsoka needs him too. I leave Ezra with Glat at the moment and the Tankron because she's useless. I feel without it.
So the Tankron, the way I've seen it thus far is that if you just stack buttloads and buttloads and buttloads of health into it, it's very hard to off counter a team with no Ezra, right? You're still using something either really good or you're just still using Leia. Like Great Mothers is not going to chew through it in time. And the double revive usually leads to a timeout with Great Mothers. So it's like, if you, in my opinion, I would, if I'm going to set them both on defense, I rather have Ezra with Rey than with Ahsoka, because Ahsoka 9 times out of 10 people are just gonna lay it anyways. So it's like, I didn't draw a different counter, so I don't really give a shit unless there was like a new team I was trying to bait out Leia with and then they didn't have it. I mean, that's kind of where that sits for me. With Rey, all I'm trying to do is going, hey, I don't want you using a non-GL counter, but I mean, with Gas beating the crap out of Hondo's probably walking off of defense, which means First Order is available for everything again. So First Order can just go run down wherever Ezra is sitting and win the day. So
that's Slacker's specialty.
Yeah, unavoidable stun. Like, actually, surprisingly, that's like the one thing Slacker or Starkiller has been like just really good at. Is like, goes, can't stun us, get wrecked, bitch. You're like, you can't even stun or daze them.
Right, okay, let's jump on to the next question. Thank you, Fallow Ren. Next one comes from Bubba Joe. Greetings, members of the Council of Scribe. What team or keyword, Galactic Republic, Mercenary, etc., do you feel needs the most love to regain relevance? Before Satele Shan, I would have said Old Republic, and then he's got a follow-on question. What do you think? What faction needs the biggest bottom fluffing?
I mean, again, we can revisit what we already previously hashed out with the Mandoverse characters or Mandalorians.
Oh, we've already done that one.
Could kind of come down that route. Mercenaries just need to be finished. Honest to God. Like Balin does not have a full team. He should, but they're like, but
Yeah.
Hunter and Wrecker are mercenaries. And I'm like, yeah, but they're light side and they have their own predefined team. So why would they go with Balin? So Balin needs something to fill out the rest of the team for 5v5 that makes them more viable and better under Datacrons, because unfortunately split teams always suffer from that unless they have really powerful level 9s or 6s to draw from. Outside of that, I would love to see other teams just kind of get a lift. Separatists, they're just stuck on the pinnacle of doing anything fun because they're just so dated. They haven't had any
Back to
support in a long
Geos,
time.
baby. Let's go.
Well, Trench team is kind of dated. It's been good with the Datacron, but once that goes, he's back to collecting dust. The GG team hasn't done anything in a long time because there's so much power on the Bronzes. They can't really.
Yeah, I think
fight
GG gets my vote. I'll be honest. Poor GG. He was such a
Geos
menace for a time.
Oh, I know. So when Stat first came out and it was beating Leia, I remember those
Yeah.
days. Those were fun.
Those were
But
good days.
yeah, all those kinds of things where it's like there's a lot of those old teams. I would love to see some teams just get rebuilt out. I would love to see a Padme Amidala team come back into existence. I would love to see maybe Qui-Gon Jinn do something useful besides, ride the bench anymore. There's a few other factions where I just feel like there are old teams that we picked apart too much. There's just not enough going on. And that's kind of where I'd come back to on, like, I would love to see that kind of stuff built out or supported in those regards. Just, do another era like we got right now, take another 7 characters and just start pointing at factions and let's go.
Yeah. So, I mean, I largely agree with what Carth's saying there. Particularly, I think Geos and GG would be fun to have some uplifters. And of course, we can't, if we're having a question like this, we can't go without mentioning proxy. So just any team that needs proxy.
No, that's a new team that needs proxy.
It has to be now. We need new Galen Marek.
Yeah, I need a new Star Killer, please and thank you.
Yep. Thank you, CG. Glad you're listening to us. And okay, follow-on question from Bubba Joe is, what form would you like that adjustment to take? An Omicron to a legacy character, a new character, or a whole era of new characters? Okay, that's kind of just an addendum.
The reality is like for GG and Separatists, or like Separatists in general, I would just prefer Omicron support. I don't really want a new character because then all you're doing is
General Kalani.
Sorry. Well, yeah, there's that, but you're just kind of trashing the existing lineups, and I don't think that we need that. We just need a little bit more of a power bump on some of the characters.
Yeah.
But for like teams like Mandos or Scoundrels or Sith Empire or even Old Republic, because I feel like those are factions that are warranting new characters because we have the room available on the existing teams to do that, to add more into those characters. So that's where I would kind of go back and forth on, is I would like some Omicron support, but CG is a much bigger proponent of new characters. But I would take it's a nuanced answer. It depends on which team we're talking about. There's some teams that don't want to be broken apart further, so Omicrons. Teams that have holes in their rosters already, new characters.
Okay, so Karin Horn comes in the question. Hello, Tribe. As we are closing out our first iteration of Colosseum, what are your thoughts on the next era of tombs? We've kind of talked about that. And what legendary unit would you get? Okay, we'll answer that second part. What legendary unit, apart from Proxy, would you get hyped to invest heavily on in the next era? Say we get a Journey Guide unit.
If they did like Galen Marek, I would be very hyped to invest into that. If we did something like Clone Wars era, like a new, like we built up the 212th after all this time, or something like that, I could be excited for that kind of content. If it's stuff related to like the Mandoverse, it's very nuanced as to what they choose to bring up with that.
Man, we really need a third Mando. We need a third Mando. We can't quite have an all-hando on Mando right now.
Oh, that's fair. But I mean, yeah, I don't know. We've already got 2 Mandos and 2 Grogus, and we'll see.
Yeah.
But it just depends, because like there's some things where I'm just not going to be excited for if it's like if we did like a Bad Batch-esque era again, where it's just like it's a team that I know of and they're kind of cool, but like I just don't care enough to be excited about them.
Yeah. Biker gang from Book of Boba Fett. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like if there was something like that, I would feel disappointed with that, and I would probably be more reluctant to engage beyond the minimum required of me. So
K Vass and Nyx and ND5.
Oh god. if Nyx was his own character, that would be kind of funny though.
I would love Nyx to be in the game. It could be our first small unit. We've got large units, now we've got small. You can do two of them in the team.
There you go.
And you know, they only take up one character slot.
Well, that, or I would just like use it like do it like they should have done. I think BD1 is just allow it to summon in the summon spot, and then have them have a unique interaction with the character they're associated with. That would be more interesting for me than trying to make a unique kit specifically for him. But that's also where I felt that they should have done with Batcher too. I felt like Batcher should have been a summons, and then they should have had somebody else as the fifth. But that's just my opinion.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So yeah, mine would definitely be Galen Marek, I would settle. I would still get hyped if it was like Ram Coda, because I would feel like this probably leads to Galen Marek.
Yeah.
But yeah.
That's fair.
So I Bent My Wookie, which is a great name, by the way, says, can we talk about how ship Omegas might be the biggest bottleneck in the game? I feel like it gets glossed over because it isn't the biggest bottleneck in the game. It
is the biggest bottleneck when you were trying to do a lot of fleet at the same time. Once you get down to like a couple of ships, all you're improving, then it's nothing.
CG seemed to be like intent on releasing like a ship a year. We got lucky last year because we had 3, right? We had 1 at the start of the year, did we? Oh no, we didn't actually. We had nothing until November, and then we had 2.
We had 2 at the very end. Yeah.
So we just had 2. And so it's like we said earlier, everything's a bottleneck until it isn't. And Ship Omegas is like that. It's like when you first start out, and maybe even for the first couple of years, you do not have the Ship Omega income to just max every ship. It doesn't. It takes a while. But as soon as you've got it, it's like, okay.
Well, and the other problem is that the way they changed access to the beginning fleets, the Home One, the Endurance, the Radis, the Finalizer,
it's massively accelerated now.
Yeah, it's massively accelerated, so it's way easier to onboard a lot of ships at the same time, because unlocking them didn't take nearly as long. When like you were waiting every other week for the Home One event to return, or once a month, like you weren't making good headway. It took you months and months to make progress, so you had lots of time to fill out the fleet, to do everything that you wanted to do. It was fine, but now it's just like you can get through so much of it so quickly because they're permanently there, and you can permanently farm them and everything else that goes with it, that I think a lot of people just get overwhelmed. But the reality is that you just need to focus on the one fleet you want to work on, and then just continue to progress that one thing at a time. You just don't want to try to do everything at the same go.
Next question comes in from Bay. How you doing, Bay? He says, do you feel that recent times have seen the largest number of minor in-game errors caused by a lack of attention to detail from CG? Examples include the Datacron deleting debacle, that's a lot of Ds, that's a whole lot of Ds, to not having the relevant currencies properly displayed in the stores, the lag, the lack of communication from CG about Colosseum and error progression, and the general slapdash attitude towards irritating errors and bugs that require minor corrections in the game that are getting ignored or left to stay as they are for players to just put up with. He ends up with, it seems that even before the recent vacation was being used as an excuse, CG have completely dropped the ball with regards to fixing minor problems. I'm wondering if the general feeling is things have never been as bad as they currently stand with regards to game maintenance, and whether they plan to do anything about it before it becomes an impossible task. It's a big question, Bay. I think the general consensus is is CG just making too many fucking stupid little mistakes all the time? What do you think, Garth? There has been a lot.
I mean, the biggest issue that I have with CG over the last couple of months has just been the straight up poor communication on decisions, on transparency of what to expect, on just kind of like what's going on and what we're supposed to be doing. And so it's like the new era system, you know, we were stuck in that long cycle of just trust me, bro, you're supposed to get here without any math or facts behind it to prove that that was the case. You know, we had a lot of tweaks with Coliseum. Coliseum became better, and then it was fine. We were able to kind of work through it a little bit. It's slow and redundant, but I mean, it's not like it's not designed to be the pinnacle of the era system. It's just something that we're supposed to daily engage with, which, you know, part of that is that, you know, they don't want to tell us what they're thinking on planning for this, because then we would be upset if it never came to the game. And so they're pretty close-lipped about what changes we might see with the next era, what they want to add to the next era, you know, all these other things that are going on that just kind of make it untenable. It's hard for players to have confidence in where the game is going when you're so close-lipped about where you want to take things. So I guess for me, a lot of it is the lack of communication. You know, the Datacron debacle was really dumb. They should have said that they were going to nerf it in advance to nerfing it. I wasn't upset about that choice, but then like the deleting of all the Datacrons, and then their solution was just give everybody free shit. I'm like, no, all they should have done was rolled back the crons and left it. There was no need to give people free shit. Yeah, I might need to delete 5 or 6 attacker crons and make room for other things, but the power to unlimitedly reroll is getting incredibly. It's more toxic than beneficial.
That decision really felt like it was kind of like a knee-jerk reaction. They were just like, you know, like, I don't mind the nerf to the Attackacron. I don't mind that at all, to be honest. Like, I think it was taking way too much light out of all the other Datacrons. It's kind of like, there's no point really. There's very little point getting anything other than Attackacrons. So it kind of needed to be addressed, right? But I don't think the solution was fucking burn all the bridge. You didn't need to reset the Datacrons. As far as I'm concerned, you could just nerf it, and then for every Attackacron, you could give us compensation enough to get another Datacron all the way up, you know? Like, that would have been fine to me. We didn't need to just be like, shit, delete it. Fuck, we fucked up. Give everybody everything and lots of free shit.
Yeah.
It's just like, what? And whilst it was quite entertaining for some time to spend 3 hours constantly re-rolling Datacron stats and stuff like that, and having like 6,000 plus re-roll attempts, I don't actually know how many I've done. Too many. The shine does wear off real quick when everybody has just got fucking perfect Datacrons. It's just like, oh god.
Yeah. Let me just briefly enjoy my, you know, 10,000 rerolls and my, you know, it's just like, the thing is too, like, I was talking about, I don't know if it was this last week or on another Discord server, but just the fact that like you can in between weeks completely overhaul Datacrons to try different stat comps, to try different, you know, values for whatever you want to do. You know, I did a cron where it was like, oh, I like this whole, let's do as much potency as we can for an Africron, and then I'm like, it didn't work out the way I wanted to. Okay, we're gonna put that all back to max health. It's like, yeah, but you can't normally do that. You don't typically get the ability to just mess with them at no cost. And so it's just, there's a lot of things where it's like I think it's causing more harm than good by just having that be the case of like, oh, well, we just do everything we want to do and whatever, who cares?
Fun times. And yeah, so basically, I wouldn't say, I don't know if this is like the biggest error that CG has just done. you know, a couple of fuck ups after a couple of fuck ups and then radio silence. I understand the radio silence. They were on holiday. I get it. Fine. They're back in the office now and they're probably busy prepping up for the next era. But I would like to hope that when we do get this next era, there's going to be some mega dump information once again around, here are some of the changes that we are going to make to Colosseum. Here are some of the things that we'd like to build towards in the future. You know, I'm hoping for that. And I want to give them the benefit of the doubt. But yeah, something needs to give. Thank you, Bay. Thank you, Bay. All right, next question comes from Symmetry. Symmetry, I don't know if you've already spoken about this previously, but what are the main changes or adjustments you would like to see in the error system going forwards? Ooh, changes to error system. I know the one thing I would really like to see is just the starting error level for... the starting error levels for units at the start of an error needs to be... We need that ball rolling a little bit quicker. Starting at like error level 5 and getting to 15 in the first 2 weeks is like nails on a chalkboard slow. I know it, like, because Colosseum became more and more fun as we got more and more levels and more units unlocked, because you actually have the abilities unlocked. And nobody wants to play with Gear 4 characters with level 2 abilities. That's just fucking boring. So I would much rather a start at like 35. And then even if by the end of the era, that's still where you hit like 65, 70, it's it would feel much more enjoyable to me personally, I think, if the leveling was just a little bit flatter.
Well, I think with their changes from the last one that they did, with the damage,
oh yeah,
it
was the roar of the crowd stuff, wasn't it?
Yeah, the roar of the crowd stuff. I feel like with that change, that might allow them to front load the leveling materials a bit more, so that we can actually, I don't know, do something besides just stare at the wall and watch paint dry for 4 hours until the enrage encounter hits.
Yep.
But that's about all I can get out of this, is that there's just, it doesn't make any sense half the time with how it was set up. I feel like it's too punitive. It really lowers progression values. We should be able to if you're 7-starring the character day 1, you should be getting a higher error level without having to invest at all into the damn packs. Like, I'm sorry, but I'm not even sorry. 7-star should mean something. It should mean something that you blew $180 on a character. Like, don't devalue what I'm spending by going, well, you know, Gear 1.0 is kind of hit a dead end. So now we're doing Gear 2.0, which is temporary, and you can go screw yourself. Like, it's just so stupid that, you know, like, I get the concept of, if you're looking at it from the perspective of somebody who is a level 0 or it's their brand new account. Yeah, they don't have all the gear to keep progressing, and there should be a cost associated with that. And I understand that. But to every person in the game who's been playing the game for, you know, last 3, 4, 5 years, you're taxing them on something that they already have, and that's just, it feels bad. It's really dumb. It shouldn't exist that way. So if you're getting the level, if you're 7-starring a character, you should be getting more out of that. There should be an advantage to wailing on a character, not just staring at it going, well, you know, I got a 7-star Luke, but I'm still only air level 15, and so I'm stuck with these free-to-play jackwagons for the next X amount of time, because 7-star means nothing. 7-star doesn't mean shit until the era unlock, really.
Well, until you hit error level 65. And that's the funny thing, is if you have 2 people, one person spends $100 to get the 7-star character, the other person takes that $100 and puts it all in error levels. The person who puts it in error levels will fucking destroy you in Colosseum performance. Sure, they won't have the 7-star character, but they'll be top 10 and you won't. Well, they might not be top 10, obviously, but if in the first week, they probably would be. And that just doesn't feel right to me. Like, it just feels kind of backwards.
No. Yeah.
But hey,
it doesn't sit well. So yeah, there's a lot of things I'd love to see tweaked with it, but I just feel like the answers are really gonna have to be around. It's like you gotta make spending money make sense, especially for players that have played for any amount of time in the game. There shouldn't be such a punitive system in place to where it's like, well, you spent, but
Not enough.
not enough. Like Luke, I think I spent like the better part of almost $500 on Luke day one to get to era level 70.
That's so much money, dude. Wow. Fuck.
Yeah, and granted, it came down as I progressed, but it's
Still
still
a lot of
money to put into the system for Relic 10 mats, which are kind of like, whatever for now until we get Relic 12 in a year.
Thank you, Symmetry. Then it'll eventually matter, yeah. So next question comes from Bravheart. He says, love the podcast. I listen to you every week whilst mowing the lawn for work over here in the middle of the day on Mondays. I'm a player in the very late game, Kyber 2, and up until recently my bottleneck has been gear. But with all these new changes, there are two things holding me back. Zetas and Relic Mats. Relic Mats will always be a thing until they're not. I guess maybe one day we'll get to a point the Relic Mats don't matter, but until we hit that wall. One, he says, do you think CG will do something about the Zeta crunch as it's really holding back any non-endgame players as our rosters grow way quicker than we can get Zetas? And two, for a late game player who is Zeta poor, do you believe continuing to widen the roster is advised, or should we focus on higher relics on what we have? For me, most of my roster is between R5 and R7. Thanks heaps, and keep up the good work. Also, Scribe, you should have been a voice actor. Or maybe an action star like Jason Statham. I mean, yeah, I definitely could have been on that Fast and Furious franchise, right?
I mean, I believe it.
Yeah, I could do it. I actually wanted to do a skit. I wanted to do a short, which was me just saying Jason Statham quotes, just for shits and giggles. But I haven't done that yet. It sounds like fun. Okay, so Zeta Crunch. The Zeta Crunch is a real concern, especially if you are not endgame and you have been engaging in a lot of like lightspeed bundles and lightspeed tokens and that sort of shit. We have had more Zeta mats come to the game, but not on a reliable continual source, right?
The answer is that there hasn't been much added for free.
Yeah, we've had the occasional lightspeed token that gives you Zeta mats. Right?
Well, they only give you Zeta mats because some of them only give you Zeta mats because the Omicron is the level 8, and so the Zeta is tier 7.
Yeah, but the Journey Guide LSTs that we've been getting, they give us the Zetas on the characters, and they give you 10 Zeta mats every 2 weeks, basically. As one of the quests is 10 Zeta mats.
Yeah.
But those aren't recurring, are they? They are once and done. Like as soon as you've done that quest, as soon as you've got that character, and realistically speaking, you might already have your Zeta on your Phoenix and on your Rebels or whatever it is.
It may not benefit you.
It might not. It did actually on mine. I think I got the Zeta on Second Sister or Ninth Sister or something, because it was like a leadership Zeta or something like that. I was like, I'm not going to apply that. So I got a free one on my main account. I don't know. It's hard to say with Zetas whether or not CG should address it. I do feel like some of these lightspeed bundles that they give out should be giving at least a little bit on the Zeta side. If not every Zeta that comes on the team, maybe just give 20 Zeta mats to help ease that crunch. But CG prices their Zetas really high.
Well, they've cheapened them quite a bit though with the recent packs that are coming.
Have they?
But well, I mean, it used to be $50 for a guaranteed 20 Zetas, and now it's $50 for a guaranteed like 100. It's like,
oh wow, yeah, that's much better.
It's I don't know if that's 100% correct, but I know that no, sorry, it used to be. No, I can't remember what we used to. Anyways, they are offering more, but again, the problem is that it's not a free to play capacity. A lot of it comes from there are way more packs. There are way more things that give Zetas for like every character comes with their pack that you can buy comes with Zeta materials in it, and so there are more available, but they're just not free. And so I think if they wanted to add more for free, they need to find a reliable way to convert them, because like the ones they did add for free with the raid currency is utter trash on ROI. And the other options have been just stuff that isn't around as often. You're just not getting access to those events frequently enough to make it make sense.
Yeah.
And then they're not even in the era battles themselves. So it's only the Omicrons that are. So they didn't add them to those. So just more things to be fussing over.
Yeah. Yeah. So when it comes to a late game player who is Zeta poor, is it better to widen the roster or keep focusing on what you got? A lot of teams are just kind of shit without the Zetas, so there's almost like no point investing in them. Zetas, they're not. This is not universally true. Not universally true, of course. I think you're going to have to do it on a case by case basis. Generally speaking, working on relic levels is fine, but I would focus on getting all of your journey guide units done first. Depends on where you are. Late game probably assumes pretty much everything is unlocked.
There's that top level of teams to work through, top 20, top 30 teams to get up and on board. And then from there, it's about relic depth. But I mean, relic depth is a nuanced question anyways, because it depends on what you're fighting. If you can stay within a relic delta of 2 or 3 on most your counters, you're usually doable. If you're at Datacrons in the mix, okay, that might be more challenging. But there's not a huge reason to just keep pushing everything from R5 to R7 unless you have a need for TB or where you're fighting in GAC. A lot of your opponents are more highly invested than you, and so. It's a nuanced question that is more about where's your roster at, which, I can't answer right now, versus, if you want to slow down on Zetas, spend some time farming up a handful before you go to the next team, then do a little relic investment while you're farming your Zeta material so that the next team that you do get is functional. Go from there.
Sounds good. Thank you, Braveheart, for the question. Next one comes from Night Fox. R10 Ewok Scout when? Never.
Oh, I already answered that question for Night Fox. I will R10 my Ewok Scout the second R20 is announced.
And not a moment sooner.
Not a moment sooner.
Good. Night Fox, you suck. Bobby Bucket says, what are you hoping the viability of Satil Shan will be? Also, which era character are you most excited for? What do you think Satil's going to land? I am a little concerned, but...
At this point, if we get no further marquees, she'll land flat. I don't think she'll do anything massively interesting unless they give her a really powerful Datacron. Like you said, the problem they're going to run into is going first. If you can get Fert in front of them, they have nothing that interrupts that. They have no passive TM gain that can't be prevented unless they are, that I'm missing something. So there's a lot of stuff on that team where it's like, if I just get in front of you, I destroy you. So I'm like, cool. So CLS will wreck this. EP Mara, the new Vader, is going to wreck this. Gungans will wreck this. There's just so many teams where it's
I imagine Treya probably destroys it too. I'd just isolate on Satil.
Yeah. Isolate. No, she has no
more tank
time. Yeah, it's like there's just so many things that just kind of walk all over this, and I'm like, so I do hope they get marquee support, but I feel like the initial one is going to be pretty flat. I think initial testing is going to be pretty boring. There might be some stuff in GAC once we get the Omicrons that we might get something fun. Datacron support could really be helpful, but
her animations are really cool. I'll say that much.
Yeah,
she's got fucking sick moves, bro. But yeah. And Eric, which era character are you most excited for, Garth?
This era? To be honest, it's probably Asajj. That
she
team
looks a lot
is
of fun.
Overall new enough that it looks fun and enjoyable. Like the Vader looks cool, but it's like it's gonna be doing the same thing Vader did with Starkiller or with EP did with Starkiller. So it's like, okay, that kind of same old thing, which is fine.
Yeah.
Luke could be fun, but we'll see kind of thing, right? I don't have high hopes for IG-90 all of a sudden, turning Afra into an amazing team. I don't have high hopes for Chota doing anything phenomenal. It can be fun, but again, it's gonna be one of those teams that
throw him in the TB mission. You can auto already.
Yeah. So there's a few things back and forth where the characters just aren't very interesting because I don't think their impact's gonna be very high. But then like
Yeah.
Maul, very cool character, very interesting. The reason why he doesn't top the list is because he's going in one of the most overpowered developed teams to date. Like,
Yeah.
hey man, I added more overpoweredness to my overpowered team.
Yep.
Sweet. They still crush everything.
Yeah.
Minty. Like next. Like next question. Like I don't. That's where I'm at with that. It's like it's just like, you know, man, Godzilla's attacking the city. Wouldn't it be crazy if there was two Godzillas attacking them? Like we're equally screwed. Like now we just get it on both sides, you know. And I don't really feel like London bridging that up. So
That's fair. That's fair. I'm also looking forward to Asajj, by the way. She seems like the most fun out of the team comps, and I just want some viability on Dad Bod Boba, to be honest, and a reason to use Forlorn Zuckus, because I haven't got one yet. So, but hey ho. Okay, so Orminis asks, should beer be drunk cold or warm? Cold for me.
Yeah,
What are you? I mean, I'm sure some of the Germans will be like, "How dare you?"
No. I can. There will be different styles of beer that may be better warm. I won't argue that. But everything that I have in the States, if I was drinking warm, I would be throwing back at the bartender.
Yeah, because American beer is bad enough as it is. Can't have it warm and bad. God, I say this never having drunk American beer.
I mean, it depends on the brand we're talking about, but again,
I'm sure that's pretty much true of everything, right? It's like okay. So Baddie comes in. New raid when? February, March, April, next era, May, June, July, second era, and then every 2 weeks the tunes become farmables. Another 2 to 3 months until all tunes from the second era will become farmable. I highly doubt we see tunes from this era because they'll all need whole teams, Wookiees, Rebels, and so on. So it'd be too many tunes to add up for a new raid. So is the new raid earlier September, October, or even the second era of tunes wouldn't be possible to farm to 7-star? So the raid is even more delayed, or will it be more free-to-play farm? Yeah, we've spoken kind of about extended.
We can guarantee you, it will not be free-to-play friendly. Guarantee you. That is the last thing they're going to be doing with this new era system. This new era system is going to make how the pirate raid, otherwise known as Order 66, look cheap in comparison.
Also, there's probably going to be more stringent controls around undermanning. They didn't make it hard enough for this raid.
Well, they're just literally going to probably just come in and go, if you underman it all, we're just going to they tried a little bit, but I mean, they'll make it even worse in the next one, I can guarantee you. But
yeah,
the reality is that I could see the second era from the year, so not the one that starts in February, but the one that starts in May. That could be leading to a new raid, but to be honest, if I were CG, I would rather have another full year of Order 66 and work on PvP than touch a goddamn raid again. I don't like Order 66 is in a good spot. It is a nice amount of time. It's kind of thematically fun. It's challenging enough. I get that there are people who would like raids to be more mechanic. I understand that. I don't care about you right now. I'm about time in the game, and that this raid scratches a lot of those itches. I would rather have this raid until 2027 of May 4, 2027 than CG work on the raids instead of working on PvP. Like we need guild PvP overhauls. We need GAC overhauls. We need improvements like this. The end game players are not here to unlock marquees. Like we don't love just throwing cash at the wall. No. It's not our favorite pastime with this game. We like to use the characters we're collecting. So for the love of God, let's do something with them. Besides, for 4 months, this team will be kind of good, but then I've got 11 teams on defense, 11 teams on offense, and I've got 50 teams.
The formula doesn't work because they can't just have every single team be so power creepily broken that it's the only viable thing to put on defense is the latest marquee team. Like nobody wants that per se, but yeah, you're right. Kaiba has got too few teams to set on defense. And even if you do increase it, eventually we're going to have that problem again, right? And it'll end up being GAC has got 30 teams on defense. And you don't want that either.
The thing is too, though, is that they need to have more reasons to engage in the game mode, because the crystals are good enough and it's nice to have the income. But, like for players like me, like I would rather chase prestige, custom titles, borders, portraits, or even a slightly better bump in rewards for being in a higher bracket. It's like, being in top 100 is no different than being in the top 1,000. You just get slightly better payouts at the end of the event. It's just like, okay, so I'm trying really, really hard to basically get $1 more an hour. Like, do you know nothing about how economy in the workforce is? Like, if someone's busting their ass for 50 cents more an hour than the guy who's just on his phone half the day, guess who leaves the job first?
The guy who's on his phone all day, he's too lazy to do that. So he's too lazy to leave.
We're just impressed he gets to work every day, let alone doing his job. But it's just that kind of mentality behind it. It's like, there's no reason for me to chase it. And like, for me, that's like with the changes to Datacrons. That's why I'm so lukewarm on it. Give me less reasons to care. Cool. Thank you. Set me up. I will quit spending money on parts of the game I just don't need to care about anymore. We're just here for unlocking marquees. That's all we're here for. Our tunes are shiny and we spend them. That's it.
Yeah. Okay, so next question. And so basically, raid probably later half of next year. But hopefully longer.
Yeah, I would say potentially new raid by the anniversary of this year. But I would be hopeful that let's just do a whole other year of it, and I'm fine with that. I can live with another year.
I'll be happy if I don't have to R9 a bunch of characters for a new raid right away. That's great. Yep. So Roy comes in and question, says, "Hello, Tribe Talkers. How you doing, bro? How are we feeling about Colosseum now? At first, we could barely do any damage, and we're doing high damage, getting to tiers like it is nothing. Do you think CG is going to adjust this next era?" I hope so. We kind of addressed this already. I hope it has a little bit of a faster ramp at the start, and then it can tail off. Okay. Sorry, go ahead.
The new system needs to be better gated on the era levels, and they need to front load gear access in the marquee events. Like, you shouldn't have all the gear tied behind the Coliseum event. The marquee event should be giving players who are investing more into the unlocks a better jump start. I don't, if you're free to play, if you are spending nothing, you're 4-star and you're doing nothing, fine, sucks to be you, scrape along at the intended pace. But if you are investing into the game, you are spending money, you should be making better progress without having to double dip another time. So that's the change I hope to see. But again, with the change of how they changed the roar, the crowd effect and everything, I think they'll tweak that one more time for the next era to kind of throttle back a little bit. I think there are people making a little too much progress, a little too early for what they have unlocked per se. So I think they'll adjust that a little bit. But hopefully the next era with loaned era units, we get to do something else interesting besides just
hope so.
Yeah. So I hope there's a lot of changes. I just don't know what they're going to be yet, and that also frustrates me.
Switch it up now. Can we get Karth's negative answer on not watching Skeleton Crew? Am I right? How's that Skeleton Crew working out for you, Karth?
Fantastic. I have continued to watch nothing beyond the first episode.
Wow.
I am enjoying
you're just letting that first episode really percolate in your brain, aren't you? You want to take it all in.
I don't know. I just have such a hard time wanting to invest into the show, and then B, it's just like, it's, again, like I've said this every time, the show just isn't really for me. Like the Goonies again kind of thing is a hard thing for me to get into because I'm so far away from being a kid that, like, I am having a hard time relating to the people I'm seeing the majority of the time. And what I want to watch the entire time is the Pirates. And they are so intermittently a part of the show. It's like, I am not going to watch 75 minutes of this kid going to school. Like, no, thank you.
That's fair.
I don't need to see 11-year-old drama. It's what I spent the large part of my life getting away from the older I got. I don't need this shit in my life.
I couldn't wait to get older, to get away from it. And final part from Roy is, with Satil Chan coming to the game, do we expect anything coming to make adjustments for? Because JML is losing Jedi Knight Revan, for example. I kind of hope so. I kind of hope we get a lifter for JML.
I really do hope that this next era is bringing in some SWOTOR KOTOR stuff, but I just don't know, because again, we have thematic stuff that's going to be released, and they might want to try to pair things up with that. So we might get bumped, but clearly there is going to be an era or two that, in theory, should be free this year. So I do hope that they take the off ramp here. Like I said, I am most passionate about stuff I grew up with, and unfortunately, the new stuff's not scratching the itch. So if we can get more of that, I'm more passionate to play the game. If we get less of it, then I live on life support and move on with my life.
Yeah, that's fair. So Darth Jar Jar asks, do you think it's finally time to make ships double shard farmable?
No.
Agreed. I know it's annoying, and it would be nice if they were accelerated and everything like that, but the reason they're not is because there's like a third as many ships. It's not even that, it's like a fifth as many ships as that we have character units. So it's just like, you finish fleet farming relatively quickly anyway. It's not really that big of a deal. And if you're farming the new ship, that wouldn't be accelerated for a year anyway. You know, like, I do understand it is like pulling teeth when you're farming early game. You're like, oh, I've just got all these lightspeed tokens for the Executor, but I still need to farm, you know, Houndstooth and Xanadu Blood and IG2K the old-fashioned way, and it's gonna take me fucking ages. I get it. It sucks, but it's a short-term pain. It's like 5-6 months worth of pain, and then you're done.
Yeah,
you know, it's distinctly less if you refresh.
it's not something that needs to be adjusted. I know a lot of people want to get access to it further, but again, it only exasperates the other issues of having access to the ship omegas and everything else that goes with that, and unlocking the ships and having enough prestige. There are so many minefields that you're going to walk into if you double ship unlock speed, that I don't think the average player is good with. Like, I don't think they understand what they're asking for until other things get addressed. It doesn't make sense. I've doubled my unlock, but now I have double the amount of ships waiting for omegas and waiting for the capital ships waiting for prestige to keep upgrading and things of that nature. So I think until that gets more dumped in, then there's not really a need to do that.
Yeah. Next question comes from Invitado. He says, "Hello there, General Kenobi. What would you think / like to be the next plan for ships? Shards, capital ships, game mode. Meta hasn't changed in a couple of years, and it needs a fun game ship. Yeah, I definitely need a new capital.
I don't want really new content around ships, because I don't really think that it's going to catch on in a meaningful capacity for how this game has worked. But we are desperate for a top meta. I'm tired of fighting the dorks that have, after 3 years, have finally got their Leviathan, and now they're finally, trying to snipe me for my payouts. Like, it's the whole point of investing into these capital ships early, is to kind of secure that income and to be left alone, and then for PvP purposes. And so, I definitely want a new capital ship. I don't care what it is. Make it pirates. Make it Old Republic Jedi. Make it
a flying cardboard box. As long as it's a capital ship and it's meta, I'll take it.
Give me pixels and places to spend money on a new ship or a new fleet meta, and I don't care what it looks like. I'll take it, man. I am so done with Leviathan getting buffed and nothing changing. Like that I'm so done with it. I'm out.
Yeah, I agree. I want a new capital. Just give me a new capital. Trodat asks, is Stormtrooper Han worth getting him ASAP from 3 to 7 star and Relic 7 plus if you already have GL Leia? I can do it without R2. Can you do without R2 with Leia to get 2 teams? I'm sorry, what?
Oh, no.
No, R2
First of
needs
all,
to stay with Leia.
Stormtrooper Han, not worth. Sorry, he is a fun niche character, but even with the Luke team, not really worth. Leia without R2 is trash because one of her uniques is literally all about buffing R2. So if you take the two from each other, the Leia team drops down a lot in viability. You're almost better losing Drogon than you are losing R2. That's that in a nutshell. I have an R9 Stormtrooper Han. When there's the right cron, he's a fun character. But the way his kit works with the only way he removes turn meter when taking damage while taunting is if it's the taunt he applies. So you can't give him a force taunt from like Wat Tambor's tech tank because it won't. That taunt doesn't count for that. Yep. Lord knows why, and I guarantee you the Luke one that's going to come into the game won't count for that either. So it's an unfortunate way that it's put together that he's just not. Once you have Leia, there's no real reason to go back to it.
I have a feeling that I haven't looked at the mechanics of Stormtrooper Han, but I bet his taunt has got a different tag. It's like not a normal taunt. It's like a unique taunt that only he has, and that's what does the TM benefits, right? So it has to be his taunt to get the benefit.
The way it initially worked, because at the time of him coming out, of course, there was nothing that granted other characters taunts per se.
Right. Yeah, I suppose that makes sense. Long time ago, wasn't
it? The way I understand it, and I could be slightly off base here, though, is that the taunt that he spawns was the check for the turn meter ability. Right. So they're linked together. And so if it's any other taunt, it doesn't count, which either they need to fix that and then you can maybe have some fun again, or just skip it. Because I mean, he got elevated for Sana, and then they immediately just blew the Sana team apart anyways.
Yep.
And then nuked it in the floor in the floor into relevance because it's not a good team. It doesn't do anything.
It's a shit team.
Heavy cron support.
Like genuinely, if they just removed Sana from the game completely, nobody would notice, apart from the fact that you can't farm one legendary unit.
Besides the fact that we use her about every third Datacron set for some sort of cheese.
Yeah. It's just like you just don't need Sana, man. Like fucking stupid Sana. And you also don't need Stormtrooper Han. Once you've got the legendary characters associated that Stormtrooper Han needs, you forget about it. I mean, like Carl said, you can sometimes have some fun out of him if you've got him high relic investment and there's a good Datacron, but those are few and far between. Okay, we have one final question to wrap this up, Garth. Boom. It comes from Spooky Moon Boy, which is, it's a name. How do you feel about Gas getting a lifter unit or an Omicron? We spoke about this literally earlier in the Tribe Talks today. I think it would be cool. They'd have to be very careful.
Yeah, Gas is one of those nuanced characters to where it's like they just need a little extra oomph and they can start taking out things. Like if they're bulky enough, because that 2% ramping offense for every buff that the enemy gets really nutty.
It gets
really,
out of hand
really quickly. Yeah. Now the funny part I could see them doing is a small buff with an Omicron, which would actually be an insane buff to be real with you.
A small, really big buff.
A small, really big buff is letting 5 sacrifice trigger apply to Gas. That would be super nutty. Yeah. Because Gas would love the additional like 8,000 offense. That wouldn't go off the rails.
And the extra 200. Well, you just double his speed straight up.
Yeah, exactly. So it's just like it would even the extra
protection would be great. Because he'd be just like, I'll just hang around a little bit longer before sitting down.
So there's a lot of things they could do. They could just do that with the Omicron. It's like, hey, in Grand Arena, this occurs then. They could do a little bit of Omicron tweaking to have some fun with Gas. New character wise, though, I don't think it's worth them dropping in a new character. Give them Omicron support before we get a new character, because I just don't know what else you'd add to the 501st. I mean, there are plenty of characters, from canon you could choose from, but if we're going to add more clones to the game, it either needs to be the 212th, or it needs to be more Republic Commandos That's what I'm gonna die on right there because I don't need more 501st. I need
He needs
I
more
need-
clones, just not those
I
clones.
need more clones. I want 212th attack battalion, doing something fun and cool and light side, and then give me the Republic Commando from the game.
Republic Commando.
Give me Fixer, Scorch, Sev, and what's the last one? Boss. Like done.
Well, you heard it. You heard it from Karth.
So happy. I don't care who the 5th is on that team. Give me the clone over like the tactical leader that just sits back at the base and does nothing. Like give me a clone officer as the 5th. Don't care. Give me anybody. Don't care. Give me that team. Cool. Thank you. And then Galen Merrick, Proxy, Juno Clips, Ramkata.
Yeah.
Those 2 things.
And then we can retire.
Those are my high wish list items. Like I would want those 2 things and I would be very happy.
Yeah.
I could forgive a lot of sins after that because I would just be like, the game's on fire. Well, I can still spin my team. Don't care anymore. GAC's a whole lot. Who cares? Look at the way Juno Clip spins.
And she would still have a flat ass because this game can't sexualize its characters at all. So,
I mean, they got better at it.
Yeah, I'm not saying that like it's a bad thing. Don't get me wrong. I'm not some misogynist that's like, hey, I really need to see ass and tits on these models. But you know,
Can I be one?
Well, can you be the ass and tits on the models, or can you be a misogynist?
No, the misogynist. The misogynist part of it. No one
yes,
wants to see
both.
my ass or tits
Yes to
on the
both.
models.
I would. I will not rest.
Those would be quite hairy.
When people ask me next time what units do you want to see come to the game, I want to see the Tribe Talk faction come to the game. All right, I want Karth. I want me, and then I suppose the people that we've had guests and co-hosts over the years. We could have Wolfie come in there, or we could have Eggnards who could just be. I mean, if it were me, it would just be some dropped eggs on the floor, eggshells cracked on the floor, and it doesn't do anything.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, something like that.
I can live with that.
Yeah. It'll be a good time. It'll be a good time. All right. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us for Tribe Talks. I'll try and remember to get this one up early because last time I think I waited till like Wednesday or Thursday, and that was poor form of your boy Scribe. Yeah. Everybody be good. See you tomorrow live for GAC, and phone your mom. She probably misses you. Maybe. I guess. Bye, everybody.